good. That's right. It's beautiful. All right, so exactly, yes. Okay, so you can get two pairs of the same number, right? Or what's 162? What are the factors you found? Right. All right. All right, 6 and 27. Wow, y'all found some. I just always start dividing by 2. Right? Yes, in 3 times 54, 6 times 27. I'm gonna do 2 times 81. Because I usually start with the smallest number and just try it that way. So I think it's a little easier to keep breaking it down. But whatever, anything you start with, you're going to get the same ends of your branches, so it's fine. Okay, 81 is what times what? 9 times 9. Now, you might have said, okay, I have a pair right there. You could take that 9, a pair of 9s, and put it outside, and then put the 2 leftover 2 inside. Right? Or maybe you went on and you got 3 times 3 and 3 times 3, right? Either way, right, you would have 2 pairs of 3s, right, and a leftover 2, right? So that means I would have 2 3s outside, and the leftover goes inside the box, okay? If I had just stopped with this pair of 9s, well, what's 3 times 3? It's 9, okay? So I can put 9 radical 2 right there. Right, either way, my answer is 9 radical 2. Y'all getting it?
What if you don't have pairs?
Right. If you don't have any pairs, then everything stays in. Everything is in a box. Right. Everything stays inside the doghouse. Right. But on this one, we did have pairs. Right. Or if you don't have any leftovers, you don't even need the doghouse. You don't even need the radical sign. Right. If you don't have any pairs, it all stays inside. If you don't have any leftovers, then you don't even need the radical. Okay. We're gonna see that on the next one here. Let's see, number 6. All right, number 6 is square root of negative 25. Go ahead and try to do the square root of negative 25 in your calculator. All right. Brandon has a problem. He must have done it wrong. All right, oh wait. Everybody's getting an error? Yeah. Right. It's not a non-real number. Okay, because think about it. Okay, we're talking about squares. Square is a number times itself, right? Okay, well, if it was negative 5, negative 5 times negative 5, what's negative times negative?
Positive.
Positive. What's positive times positive? Positive. All right. To get a negative, it has to be 1 negative times 1 positive, right? Then it's not a square because it's not times itself. It's 2 different numbers. Okay, so it's not a real number, right? Technically, you cannot have the square root of a negative. Okay, just like absolute value, square numbers have to turn out positive, okay, because that's like the basic premise of a square number, right? But mathematicians say, okay, it's not a real number, it's what's called an imaginary number, okay? The square root of a negative is an imaginary number, okay? So we're going to have a new variable called imaginary, right, for I, right? Anytime you see a negative, right, that's imaginary. Let's see. And we'll say the square root of negative 1 equals I. Okay, you can put that anywhere. Right, I for imaginary. It's a new variable, just like H and K was the vertex, I is an imaginary number. Okay, so it allows us to take out that negative 1 and solve what's left. Okay, so negative 25 is negative 1 times 25. All right, now we can do 25. Okay, square root of negative 1 is I. Okay, and that's why up here we said pairs and I go outside. Right, I goes outside because we took out the imaginary number. And 25 is what times what? 5 times 5. All right, so that's a pair of 5s. All right, so here's a good example. We don't have any leftovers. So our answer is just going to be 5I. Anytime there's a negative underneath the radical sign, there's going to be an I in your problem. Okay, anytime, because it's a negative number is an imaginary. Okay, because if anytime it's a square root of a negative, that's going to be an imaginary number answer. Okay, it's not going to be a whole number answer. Right. What they say in the notes is pop an I out. I think that they're trying to be like kind of make it memorable because it's gross to think of popping an eye out like. But you pop the eye out and keep going. Solve it as if it was positive. It's just an I is going to be part of the problem. Okay, because it's imaginary. Anytime it's a square root of a negative, you need to know it's imaginary. All right, we're going to do 2 more of these and then a couple of solving. Okay. All right, number 7 is going to be 3 radical negative 40. Okay, 3 square root of negative 40. So we already had one with a number outside, and now we have a negative underneath here. Okay, so that's the first thing we need to do is pop an I out. Okay, that would be negative 1 times 40. Okay, and the square root of negative 1 is I. Okay, that gives me an I. And then we can just do 40 like we've been doing. Okay, so what are the factors of 40? What multiplies to make 40? 2 and 20. Right, then 2 is a prime. 20, 10 and 2. All right, I'm going to do 2 over here so that I can pair those up. All right, and then 10 is 2 and 5. All right, 2 and 5. So we're going to circle everything that goes outside. I goes outside and pairs. What do we have a pair of? 2's, right? You can put these 2 or you can grab those 2. It doesn't matter.